What's up, everybody? Episode 2 of the Game Break Podcast here. I got my buddy Old School Legend Gaming on with us again, as usual. What's up, Old School?
What up? What up? Thanks for having me, man. How's it going?
Good, good. Got a little sun from work today, so I'm looking kind of red in the camera, I notice.
Nice, nice. Getting that vitamin D.
I know. Um, so last weekend, Sunday, we had the Xbox Game Showcase. They revealed like 26 different games. I kind of want to just go through them all here and maybe get our first initial thoughts out on them, see if we're hyped or not for any of them. You have anything you want to talk about before we get into this, or?
No. So need to make a disclaimer to the listeners. I was out of town this weekend, so a lot of stuff I missed. I did not see the Xbox showcase. I didn't see the Capcom showcase either, but I did see some of the big things, such as Starfield, Fable, Cyberpunk DLC, and the that new console that got dropping, which is the upgraded Series S. Well,
Yeah.
the storage upgraded on the Series S.
Yeah, so I didn't even watch the Capcom. I didn't even know there was a Capcom one, right? So some gaming podcast host I am, um but yeah, I was all over the Xbox showcase. I'm gonna do my best to recall all these trailers that I saw. But let's get into it. Fable was the first game they showed off there. It was, from what I could tell, a full CGI trailer. They say it was in engine and off of Xbox console, I think. But it was for the most part it was all CGI. And apparently that trailer's getting a lot of heat this week because apparently people are mad that the girl looks like a guy or something to that effect.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it looked great. Like the graphics were good and everything. Obviously it was a CGI trailer. It should. There was a few little snippets in there that I thought might be gameplay, but I couldn't really tell. And if it was gameplay, it's going to be a really good looking game. I think this generation of console is going to really knock it out of the park when it comes to like in-game footage and gameplay.
Yeah, for sure. So watching that trailer, I was pretty blown away. I'm not uber familiar with the Fable series. I did play the first one, but I did not play two or three, so I was kind of behind on that. But it looks like this is going to be more of a reboot of Fable,
Mm-hmm.
right? Or is this
That's
a
what I understand.
okay?
Because I'm with you. I never played the first. I haven't played the first three at all in my life. Um, so if I do get into this, it'll be my first experience with it. So I hope it's kind of a reboot to, so I'm not missing out on any of the lore or anything.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Really impressive though, man. I was pretty excited to see that.
Oh yeah, yeah. That guy that was talking in the beginning, I was like, you have to look at it like really good. Like it looks like CGI, but at the same time, it's like, man, is that actually somebody sitting there? But I thought it looked great.
Yeah, yeah, super clean on that one.
Yeah. Then they showed off South of Midnight. That was another CGI trailer. It had some kind of um, skeleton-looking guy strumming on a guitar. I'm watching the trailer right now as we're talking about it to refresh my memory. Um, but there's like some kind of skeleton-looking guy strumming on a guitar. Not really even a skeleton, but just old raggedy-looking dude. Um, and some younger girl comes walking up to him. Not too sure exactly what it's going to be about. They didn't really reveal much. Another CGI trailer. Nothing really to talk about as far as gameplay and anything there. Um, then Star Wars Outlaws was there. It's a new game by Ubisoft. It was a CGI trailer. They showed gameplay in their Ubisoft Forward on Monday that I saw. It looked pretty good. Like the gameplay and the graphics look great, look awesome, but I just don't know if I'm into another Star Wars game.
Yeah, I feel you, man. And especially from Ubisoft, man. I think a lot of those Ubisoft games, it's pretty much like the map the cluttered map
Yeah.
uh, that gives me anxiety. The Assassin's Creed games, Far Cry, you know, that's what they're known for. So I wonder if they're going to go ahead with that same formula with the Star Wars game.
Yeah. Yeah. And if it's like that, I'm not into it. Like I haven't even played any of the first these last two Jedi games that came out just because I feel like there's so many movies, so many shows, so many games coming out that's Star Wars related. It's like, oh, it I wonder if I'm getting to the point where it's just like for me at least, it's just oversaturated. So I'm hoping between now and release, which it's not releasing until 2024, um, I hope they do something to, spark my interest and get me into it. Because I'd like to be into it, but I just feel like it's getting a little too much for me at the moment.
Yeah, yeah, it's understandable.
The next one was 33 Immortals, which it looks like a like top-down dungeon scroller type game, but it's co-op with 33 different people at one time.
Wow.
Yeah, so I don't know.
That
Apparently,
that sounds like it could have some potential. I haven't seen it yet, so
yeah,
I'll definitely have to take a look once we're done here.
what's funny is like you have 33 people that's supposed to be working together at the same time, right? I know just by experience of watching other or just playing other games with just randoms, uh, 9 times out of 10, people don't want to work together. They want to go off and do their own thing. So I don't know. I don't know how that's going to work. I personally don't know 33 other people that I could jump in one game and play with. So I don't know. I'm hoping there's like you don't have to play with 33 other people. I hope there's um like if I only have 4 people, I can start a game with just 4 people and you can still play through the entire game and it'd be cool, it'd be fun. I hope you don't need 33 people like and fill your lobby with randoms.
Yeah, I definitely enjoy multiplayer aspects, co-op, you know. Um, but you're right. There's always that like lone wolf mentality. Like, hey, I don't want to work with anybody. I'm going to do this on my own because I might feel like I'm better than you at this game, or like, look
Yep.
how fast I could do this or something else. So, yeah, hopefully not too many people are like that, and you could get like a really good experience with 33 people legitimately working together.
Yep. Exactly. It really just looks like like I said, top down dungeon crawler. But yeah, like magical abilities, I guess, and there's a ton of NPCs. Like I don't know if they're zombies or whatnot, um, but they're spawning all over the place, and I guess you have different objectives you got to get to all over the map. So it might be kind of cool to check out, jump in maybe, to see what it's all about. And then the next game they showed off was Payday 3. Now I haven't played Payday 1. I played a little bit of Payday 2, I think, on Game Pass when it came out, um, or when it got on Game Pass. Uh, and I just wasn't really a fan. I was hoping it was when I jumped into 2. I was hoping it was going to be a little bit more of a Grand Theft Auto style thing, but it wasn't from what I could tell. It's kind of just like, well, have you played Payday?
I played Payday 2.
Okay,
I
so
haven't played the first one, only the second one.
am I wrong in saying that it's just like obviously you're uh trying to pull off a heist, but you have like the bank that you can operate in and then maybe the immediate surrounding area, but it's not like a large open world type thing, right?
No.
Okay. Am I not right or
Oh no, I'm sorry. No, like it's not like a large open world
okay.
type.
Okay. And when I got into 2, I thought it was going to be that, but I don't know. Maybe I was just kind of thrown off, got my expectations a little out of hand or whatever, but I don't know. Maybe I'll try 3 out. I mean, all these games are coming out day one on Game Pass, so there's really no no real downside to trying it out. It's not like you're wasting $60 to $70 on it.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I think Game Pass is definitely something I'm going to be signing up for here in the future. I know last week I was talking about how I don't like Game Pass because I have the PlayStation Plus Premium in addition to the physical game collection that I have.
Hmm.
But this year is just something exceptional, man.
Oh
So
yeah,
many good titles coming out, and I'm just going to have to go ahead and pull the trigger on that Game Pass and
dude.
hang
I,
on to that for a little bit.
I feel you. We'll get into it later, but Starfield is going to make me go buy a Series X, and I am happy about it because it looks awesome.
Nice.
And then Persona 3 Reload. I guess it's a remake or something. I'm not sure. But I'm never played a Persona series, so it doesn't really do anything for me. That comes out in early 2024.
Same.
Avowed. They showed off Avowed. Now, I'm not a big fan of these first person, at least I haven't been in the past, but these first person RPG types where all you see is their hands in front of you and you're casting spells, and it looks weird to me, and I'm not really a fan of that style. But I mean, if a game's good enough and there's enough good reviews on it when it comes out, I'll try anything, especially if it's on Game Pass. But the trailer looks good, graphics look good. I just don't know if it's quite for me yet.
That's fair. That's a fair assessment.
Have you seen anything on Avowed?
I have not.
Apparently, it's like Xbox's. I know their Starfield is their next best thing, but I guess there's a lot of hype around Avowed coming out too.
Okay. So yeah, I'm actually I'm marking down these games as we're talking about them. That way, I could go check them out later on.
Okay.
Because like as I said earlier, you know what I mean. Like it's just been really hard to try to catch up on everything. Just being gone this past weekend.
Yeah. Had a busy schedule.
Yeah. Well, being gone this past weekend into the middle of the week.
Yeah, I feel you. Let me see. Sea of Thieves DLC is coming out. It's called The Legend of Monkey Island. July 20th. It's a free update. I like the word free. So anytime any of these developers throw that in there, that's a plus for me. I played a little bit of Sea of Thieves when it first came out, but wasn't there like it didn't run the greatest or something. There was something wrong with it, right, when it first released?
If I remember correctly, I think it was like it ran pretty glitchy.
Okay.
I didn't get into it. It's just not my style of game.
Yeah.
So I don't know too much about it.
Yeah, neither do I. But the next one, I never played the others, but it seemed pretty cool to me with the amount of stuff they were showing off for it, was Flight Simulator 2024. Now, just watching the trailer, you can go on YouTube and find the trailer, but the graphics look amazing on this thing, right? You know, they show helicopter rescue. I guess somebody's lost in the mountains, right? So the helicopter flies up to the mountain. You see all the leaves on the trees blowing around, and it looks so realistic. It's incredible. I know the Flight Simulator series is kind of known for that, right? The graphics are amazing.
Yeah, and there's a pretty big market for that stuff too. You know, Flight Simulator, not my cup of tea. I think the games look amazing though. I do enjoy watching gameplay footage of those. For me personally, it's just not my preferred genre. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I could, if it's on Game Pass, I might check it out, but outside of that, I'll probably just end up just watching some streams of it.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. I wouldn't go out and buy it, but Game Pass, I'll check it out when it comes out. But they showed so many different planes and objectives to do in this trailer. I was actually pretty impressed. Like, wow, that seems like a lot of stuff there. They even showed. I'm trying to find it. Oh, they're incorporating Dune, the movie Dune.
Oh wow.
Yeah, into the game at some point. I don't know if it's going to be DLC or what, but they have like the little I don't know if you call them planes, but I guess modified helicopters that they have in the movie and everything. That's going to be pretty cool.
The gimmicks that carry the spice.
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty dope, man.
Oh yeah. Next was Hellblade 2: Senua's Saga, or Senua's Saga. I don't know how to say it, but they just had a CGI trailer again for it. I guess with Hellblade 1, you kind of know what the gameplay is going to be like, but I never played that, so I would have liked to see a little bit of gameplay, but it was just like the other trailers you've seen for it. Graphics are amazing. the world looks crazy. It's dark and gritty, and um, I'd be interested to check it out when it comes out. That comes out 2024.
So that was actually one of the trailers that I did see, and I got to be honest, man, I was a little disappointed because I was hoping we would have saw a little bit more. I was kind of hoping for some gameplay, not just a CGI trailer, especially being how long that it's. I mean, what 3 years it's been since they
Yeah,
announced it,
yeah. I was about to
and
say,
all they have is a CGI trailer to show for it. So, I mean, on that aspect, I was a little disappointed, but I am excited for that game because the first one was incredible. So I would just imagine more of the same for the second one.
yep. Oh yeah. Then we had Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth in early 2024. That's releasing. That was just another CGI trailer. I guess the main character, whoever it is, I don't play the Like a Dragon series, but the main character wakes up on the beach completely naked, and he's walking around on the beach like wondering how the hell he got there. I guess. And everybody's laughing and taking pictures or whatever. And then it just blacks out, and you get the title screen, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. Um, and Fallout 76 getting DLC.
Man, another update. All right.
Yeah, Atlantic City. So I guess there's going to be some casinos or something there. Um, I never got into Fallout 76, so I'm probably not going to check this one out, but um, yeah, it's coming out free update DLC, I think. I think it's free. I don't know if they mentioned it, but I would think it's free if it's on Game Pass and stuff. Path of the Goddess, the CGI trailer. Looks kind of like a ninja samurai type thing. Not sure if I'll give it a go or not. There's crazy monsters, I guess you're defeating and everything. Yeah, Path of the Goddess. Day one Game Pass. I don't really have much to say about that one.
Yeah. So one of the things I want to mention to the potential listeners is a lot of these games that we're not really like hype for. It's not that we're hype. It's not that we're not hype for it. We just we're both adults with families and other outside stuff. So our gaming,
Yeah.
it needs to be very selective.
Yep.
A lot of the stuff looks very good, but if we were to sit down and play everything or give everything a go, we probably have some really upset wives.
Yeah.
um,
Yeah. That's a good point to bring up. Yeah. I'm married with a kid, full time job. When I do I have maybe an hour a day or so to sit down and game, and I got to be very selective with what I'm playing. So
yeah,
a lot of these look great, but I probably won't get into them.
yeah.
Um, Forza Motorsport was there. That comes out October 10th. Graphics look amazing. There's really not much to say. It's a Forza game.
Yeah, more of the same.
Yep. Bethesda's got Elder Scrolls DLC coming for Elder Scrolls Online. Overwatch 2. They're coming out. It looks like Overwatch 2 has a big update coming and it's going to be out August 10th. They got like a Flashpoint game mode, co-op events coming. They're adding a firing range, and story missions, new characters, the whole works. And I'm kind of a fan of Overwatch, although I haven't played 2 so much, but I was really big into 1. So I'm glad to see they're adding more variety of things to do rather than the same 2 or 3 game modes that they've had on like maybe 5 or 6 different maps.
Mhm.
Persona Tactica coming out November 17th. It's kind of like a tactical game like Mario plus Rabbids or whatever, in the Persona world.
Okay.
I'm not into Persona games, so it comes out November 17th for anybody who's into it. Starfield trailer. They showed a fully I think it was a cinematic trailer at the Xbox event. They just showed cinematics and it looked great. But later on, I got notes from the Bethesda showcase of it, so we'll talk about it more there. Jusant. What is Jusant? Let me look.
So it sounds like they had a pretty good showing then. Probably what, maybe like 25, 30 titles?
26 titles.
26,
Yep.
man.
Yeah, so Jusant looks to me, and it's another CGI trailer. The kid's just climbing a mountain. Looks like he's trying to get up to some tower or something. And if I had to guess, they are showing some gameplay. It's probably a mountain climbing simulator of some kind, because all the gameplay they're showing is he's climbing mountains in different settings and different kind of weather patterns, I guess. So it's probably just going to be like a mountain climbing simulator type thing. You solve puzzles or whatever, and it might be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Still Wakes the Deep. Now, Still Wakes the Deep is looked pretty intriguing to me because I guess you're out on a oil rig in the middle of ocean. Still Wakes the Deep. I guess you're alone on this oil rig and it's overrun with monsters and whatever. But I'm not too sure exactly what the gameplay style is going to be. Like, it's first person and stuff. But in the trailer, you don't see him using any guns really. So I don't know. I want to see more on this game. It looks pretty like kind of survival horror type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd like to see more.
Okay.
Let's see. Dungeons of Hinterberg. Oh, this is like a little cartoony game that looks like a kind of like a 3D beat 'em up type thing. You're going through levels, riding on a skateboard and stuff, and then the girl pulls out a sword and starts hacking up like I don't know if they're spirits or they're enemies. Let's call them enemies. I don't know exactly what they are, but it's like a cartoony type game. Looks nice, but I'd be interested to see more on that one as well. Cyberpunk 2077 DLC, Phantom Liberty. It's coming out September 26th. And
I did see that.
You did, and you saw Idris Elba in there.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's the main villain. So I'll be interested to see that. That looks pretty cool. City Skylines 2. It's like a city builder game. Have you heard of? You've heard of that before, right?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. So I played the first one on. I can't remember if it was Switch or Xbox. I think it might have been Xbox on Game Pass. But those are type of games that I can really dive into. I'll get an itch to play something like that because I love city building games. I love base building games and stuff. And I will play it like crazy for like a week maybe, and then I'll be completely done with it and never want to play it again.
Well, that's interesting, man. I've tried playing them, and I just can't get into them. Like SimCity, Civilization, like all those types of games. I just not for me.
Yeah. I don't know what it is. I like them. I don't know. So that was City Skylines 2. That's October 24. It's coming out October 24th. That's kind of cool. Metaphor Fantasio.
So that must be a new IP.
Yeah, I've never heard of this before, but it looks like an anime style animated game. I can't think of from the it's from the creators of Persona. So it kind of has that feel to it. Looks like a action RPG type game, anime style, bright colors, all that. So yeah, looks pretty cool. Metaphor Refantasio in 2024. Now, Towerborn, they showed off Towerborn coming out in 2024 as well. And that's another thing, while I looked this up. A lot of these games are coming out in 2024. Which I seen Xbox catch a little bit of heat for it online, which I kind of agree with. Like, I want to see games that you have coming up within the next 6 months or so. Like, get me hyped for like the holiday season when you're supposed to be releasing a ton of games and stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
So I don't know. I don't like. I guess 2024 is not that bad. It's only 6 months away, but like you were talking about earlier with Hellblade, They announced that 3 years ago, and we still don't have it. So it's like, don't tell me anything about the game. Don't reveal it until 6 months before release, maybe. Say, hey, this cool game's coming up, and by the way, you could play it in the next 3.5 months. That's kind of
Yeah,
my feeling on it.
yeah, I'm with you on that. I really don't like them doing that. I think they do that just to have stuff to show. Case in point, Nintendo with Metroid Prime 4. That's another one that got announced 3, maybe 4 years ago, and we've heard nothing.
Yep.
We've gotten Metroid Dread, and then we've gotten the Metroid Prime remastered. And I read that there's rumors going around that there's going to be another Nintendo. There's going to be a Nintendo Direct some point in the near future, and they're going to be announcing Metroid Prime 2 and 3 remastered.
Really?
But still no mention of Metroid Prime 4. So
Yeah. I hate that. That sucks. Um, but Towerborn actually, it's a cartoony style, but I kind of like it. The colors are bright. It's like almost like a side scroller beat 'em up game, and it's online co-op too. Um, so what we were talking about earlier about doing like once a month streams of co-op games and stuff. This one might be kind of cool one to check out. I'd be
okay,
interested to hear your thoughts on it.
yeah, I'll
Um,
definitely write that on the list to check out.
all right. And the last game they showed off was Clockwork Revolution. Um, there's
Oh, so I did see the trailer to that one too.
okay. There's no release date on it yet. And it is full CGI. It looks like a pretty cool world. Um, I mean, is steampunk the right word?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So I'm a big BioShock fan. Love the original BioShock.
Is
A lot
this
of
in
people
that
hate it.
universe?
I don't think so, but I got a lot of BioShock Infinite vibes from it. Because BioShock Infinite takes place in Colombia in the sky, and a lot of the enemies are that kind of like steampunk mechanical type.
Yep.
And this, like, as soon as I saw that, that's immediately what I thought of was BioShock Infinite.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it looks very intriguing. I might have to give this a go when it releases, whenever it releases. And then to wrap up the Xbox showcase, Phil Spencer came out and kind of summarized the entire show, and then mentioned they increased the supply of Xbox consoles and stuff. Because obviously since they released, there's been a shortage. I guess you had a chip shortage, and then I got to learn to talk, and then uh, you had all the scalpers buying up every console they could find and reselling them for ungodly amounts of money on eBay and stuff. So they're increasing the supply of consoles coming to stores. And then he also announced the new Xbox Series S 1 terabyte console, and it's carbon black. It looks sweet.
Yeah, man, I did see that console, and I thought it looked fire. I like that sleek black look. The white one, I don't mind the white one. Typically, like, I like all my consoles to be black. That way, they're all uniform.
Mhm.
I am an owner of the Series S, and I do like the white, sleek aesthetic of it. But that black one, man, I think I'm gonna have to do a swappy swap here and trade this bad boy in and grab that carbon black.
Yeah, it looks sweet, but I think I'm still gonna go with the Series X when Starfield comes out. I just want the Mac Daddy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I thought about buying a Series X, man, because I do have that physical 360 collection. I've got a pretty decent Xbox One collection that I could play all on that,
yep.
which I can't do with the Series S. So, um, I think there might be a Series X in the future here.
Oh, you think you're gonna get the Series X?
Probably. I mean,
Nice.
eventually, not like next month or
Yeah.
anything, but I'm thinking probably like Black Friday. I my thought is with them releasing more consoles and stuff, you're gonna have some type of like Series X bundle for Black Friday specific. So probably like a Series X bundle with like a couple of games or a controller, an extra controller or something.
Yeah,
But we'll see.
that'd be pretty sweet. I got to get it before
Starfield.
Starfield. Yeah, I got to get it. I thought about playing it on my PC with PC Game Pass, but I think I'm just gonna bite the bullet, get a Series X, and just play it how it's meant to be played. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How much is a Series S nowadays? Anyway, the white one, the one that's currently out.
So I think they're still at like 300, if I'm not
Really?
mistaken.
Okay, because that new
But
one, that new one's gonna be 350.
okay, so I do see them go down in price. I've seen them from like 220 to like 200.
Dang, that's a
So
good
like
freaking price, man.
it it really is, man. And it's, I know a lot of people hate on the Series S. I mean, I think it's a great little console, man. Get it, get with Game Pass, 1440p output, man.
Yep.
You're good to go. And in my opinion, a lot of stuff you don't really need the 4K for. Um, at least I have I have a hard time telling the difference between 1440p and 2160p, which would be the 4K.
Yeah.
I think 1440p looks just as good, at least now. So now in a couple of years from now, are we going to be able to tell the difference? Probably.
Yeah.
But I think right now, I think it's a solid buy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's a great entry point for people, for casual gamers, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
And then right after the Xbox showcase, we had the Starfield Direct. And this, like, I went from interested in Starfield to extremely excited for Starfield. I really hope that they deliver on everything that they promised in that Direct, because if it's another Cyberpunk, I'm gonna be very disappointed.
Man.
But they showed off. You could have, you could play it in third person or first person. You can switch back and forth whenever you want. There's the group of explorers, I guess, that you kind of join in the beginning of the game is called Constellation. It's like a group of space explorers that you link up with. I guess they're searching for the secrets of the universe. Is what they said. You can use your real name in the game, from what I understand. When Todd Howard was introducing it, they showed gameplay of him walking up to his spaceship with a robot waiting outside for him, and he said, "Hello, Captain Howard." And then Todd Howard said, and they even say your name. So I was like, "Ooh, if they could say, 'What's up, Captain Bildo?'" I'd be like, "Yeah, let's get it." Many factions and cities, settlements all around the universe. I'm kind of stoked on that. And when we came up with our predictions, in our first episode, we talked about what kind of we wanted to see from Starfield, right? And I said I wanted expansive customization when it comes to your character, spaceship, whatever. And that's exactly what they showed off at the Direct. So like, you can customize your character a million different ways. Like, I don't think, if it comes out the way they say it is, I don't think there's going to be one character in the game that looks similar to another, because character creation looks amazing. And not only character creation, but you can customize your ships. Like, you can take like the medical bay or whatever, take it off your ship and put like a armory or something on there, and then put your medical bay back on, and then put the cockpit up in front and make it look however you want to look.
Oh man,
it looks amazing. There was people, like some of the developers were saying, given their favorite builds for ships, and one woman said she likes to make them look like animals. So she showed one of hers that looks like a platypus. I was like, dude, that is amazing. And then they showed another one at the end that looked like Optimus Prime almost. I was like, wow, that's really cool, man. I'm excited. Let me see.
That is pretty dope.
Heck yeah. backgrounds of characters. Like I guess when you create your character, you select a background for them, like a backstory. And then whichever backstory you pick will alter dialogue and offer new side quests throughout the game. That's I don't think that's new to RPGs, but I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess you have parents in the game too, so you can go visit your parents, and then you even I don't know if it's an option or something you have to do, but send money back home to your parents to help like support them throughout your journey and whatever. I was like, that's a weird
Nice.
little mechanic. Religion is a thing in the game. I think we talked about this last week, but um, it say you're traveling through space and you come across like a blockade of pirates, and you just happen to be the same religion as them. There might be a good possibility that they'll just let you go and not mess with you because you're the same religion. I thought that was pretty cool. Um, they also showed uh kind of gameplay of an NPC that is supposedly your biggest fan, and he just rants and raves about you and he loves you, right? And then at the very end of that scene with your best friend, they point the gun up at him like they're about to shoot him, and the screen goes black. And then the guy said, we'll let you figure out that story on your own or whatever. And that kind of made me
Oh
chuckle.
man.
I was like, that's like, if you could shoot your biggest fan, that's kind of funny.
Yeah.
The gunplay looks great. Have you seen the gunplay?
Yeah, I did see the gunplay.
It
So I actually so I didn't see the Starfield presentation, but I did see some of the trailers and stuff. And when I saw the gunplay at first, I thought it was footage from Mass Effect for a second there,
mm-hmm.
because what I saw, it kind of looked like Shepard from Mass Effect, like rolling up with his rifle.
Yep.
And I was like, what? And then I was like, oh, okay, this is Starfield. Yeah,
Yeah.
all right.
It looks phenomenal. I'm excited for the because a lot of like the big time RPGs, the combat's kind of weird a little bit. I'm a big fan of first person shooters, and it looks like they got a good mix of first person shooter style combat in this big expansive RPG. So I'm excited for that.
Yeah, I've always felt they did a pretty good job with that, like with the Fallout series. Switching between third and first person, and even with Skyrim.
Hmm.
I don't remember if you were able to do that in Oblivion, which was Elder Scrolls 4. I'm not sure where that mechanic got introduced into like their the Bethesda ethos, you know.
Uh-huh.
But I do like that, being able to switch between first person and third person. I think that's a nice feature to have.
Yep. I am a Bethesda RPG novice at best. I've
Oh,
never fully played through a Fallout. I played a few hours of Fallout 4, and it was really cool. Like I said last week, it was like a little too much for me. Like I was just like, I can't sink the amount of time that is required to play those type of games. I can't sink that much time into those games.
yeah, no, for sure. So back with Fallout 3 and then Skyrim, um, that was a long time ago. I was still a single guy, you know. At the time I was living by myself, I had plenty of time to sink into those games. Fallout 4 came out, and that actually Fallout 4 actually came out on the day after our wedding. So I remember I picked that up shortly after we came back from our honeymoon, and I played that one. I beat it, and I played that one for probably a few months, because it's a big game. It's pretty beefy.
Which one was that?
Fallout 4.
Okay, yep.
Yeah, and that was I had a lot of fun with that. That was really good. So I'm looking forward to that PS5 update they released for it, because I'd like to check it out again. But yeah, it's a big game, man, and I think Starfield's going to be even bigger than that.
Yes.
So that's definitely going to be a time sink.
Yep. And I'm here
So
for it.
yeah, like I'm glad, man. Um, I tend to like the bigger games like that, especially like if I pay full price for it. This one in particular, I'm going to get Game Pass, so I'm going to be playing it on Game Pass. But if I'm gonna drop $70 for a game, I want to get my money's worth. You know
Oh
what I
yeah.
mean? Like, and you know, I'm not one of those types of gamers that just kind of like rushes through everything. Like, oh, let me beat the story right away.
Yep.
I want to explore. I want to get the collectibles. I want to immerse myself in that environment. And with Starfield, I think this is going to be the perfect opportunity to do that.
Oh yeah.
I see a lot of heat, man. A lot of backlash online because it's only going to run at 30 frames per second.
Yeah.
And you know, I so on one side of the coin, I could understand why somebody would be upset with the game running at 30 frames per second. Here you've got arguably the strongest console in the world, being the Xbox Series X. Um, Man, we should be able to do everything. Hey, 60 frames, 8K, everything maxed out. Unfortunately, that's not the case here. Um, and my understanding from what I read was in order to have the game be as expansive as it is, they had to make sure the frame rate stayed at 30. That way, everything was just consistent. There were
Yep.
no like pop ins, no loading issues, nothing. In my opinion, nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
I think it's okay. I don't, unless the 30 frames per second affects the gameplay, the combat mechanics, I don't see why that's a problem.
Absolutely not. I think for the large scale that this game is going to be, I think that's absolutely fine. I have no issues with that. We just spent the last month or so playing Tears of the Kingdom. That's 30 frames per second, ain't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's
So
phenomenal. That's game of the year right there.
yeah, so the argument there is like the Switch is like older hardware, et cetera, et cetera. But the thing is like fun games are fun games,
Yeah.
man.
Oh yeah. I like when you're when you've grown up like us playing like those 8-bit games, 16-bit games. Dude, we don't care. I don't care at least. It's like, come on, man. A
Yeah,
good game's a good game.
yeah, and you don't need 60 frames, 4K, ray tracing, teraflops, whatever the hell,
Yep.
to have a good game, man.
Yep.
Like AEW Fight Forever, that one's coming out. That game looks like ass. I
Yeah.
mean, like
Yeah.
that
But
game, like the graphics on that are just do not look good at all. But that gameplay looks really fluid. It
yep.
looks like it's fun. It looks like it's going to be like the old school N64 games,
Yep.
which, you know, arguably those were the best wrestling games.
Hell
Um,
yes.
Even still, in my opinion, I think they still hold up. But yeah, that AEW Fight Forever, man. Like, I'm not looking for 60 frames, 4K or whatever. I just want to be able to have a good time. I want a good experience playing the game.
Yep. I'm excited for the arcade style wrestling game again. I'm all in on that.
Yeah, man. That's you know, as much of a fan as I am not of AEW, I am looking forward to that game.
Likewise. Yep. Absolutely. Few more bullet points here about the Starfield showcase here. Um, I mentioned the fully customizable ships and everything, and the ships you can build. You can also purchase and sell those ships as well. So I would think you could have a little side business on what to make some extra cash in the game. Um, you could build a badass ship and then sell it to some NPC and make some coin off it. I think that's pretty cool.
Nice.
Um, I had a note that said ship that looked like Optimus Prime. I mentioned that earlier. Um, each companion has their own skills and they can contribute to your playthrough. That's nothing new to a RPG like that. You can have romance with characters. Can assign crewmates to outposts or ships and take them out in the field if you need help on a certain mission. Dogfights in space. I'm always a fan of dogfights in space and get into some space combat. That's cool.
Yeah.
Um, if you come across a ship, um, you might get attacked by an enemy ship. You can uh, shoot them and bring their shields down or whatever. And you have a choice where you can either, I think you could completely destroy it and blow it away, or you can dock with it and go take it over and then steal that ship. Likewise, you can, if you have a civilian ship that doesn't mean you any harm, you still have the option to act as a pirate and go board that ship and steal that ship and take anything you want on it. I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Um, you can be a space pirate. I wrote, um, collector's edition comes with a watch, like a smartwatch that connects to your phone and stuff. It comes with a nice case too that you could that both those items are in the game. So it's right out of the game they're offering. Not sure it's really worth it for me to pay whatever they're going to ask for it. Probably $250.
Yeah.
Um, they're releasing a custom STARFIELD controller and headset. They both look pretty cool.
Yeah, I did see that.
Um, you build outposts on planets to harvest resources. Um, and then there's over the top base building, which I like. Like when you're building a base on a planet, it kind of goes up over the top, like the old I don't know, like StarCraft games or whatever. When you're building your base and you could place buildings wherever you want, I thought that was pretty cool. You can so when you're in that view, you could build the whole shell of the building and then go down to your first person or third person view and walk around inside your base and fine tune all the like decorations and equipment you have in your base. That looks super cool. And then obviously different weapon types that behave differently when used in different environments, which I thought was interesting. That's all I got for the Starfield Direct.
Yeah, man, it's going to be a busy rest of the year. You know,
Dude.
um,
Yes.
Final Fantasy 16 dropping next week, next Thursday, as a matter of fact, I believe. Um, that's gonna be a pretty big game.
You
September
played
rolls around.
did you play a demo?
Oh yeah,
Dude,
I did.
that is an amazing demo.
Yeah, so I liked it, man. The only thing I kind of had a little bit of a problem with the combat. So
Really?
this will be the second Final Fantasy, man. Yeah, so I felt like it was very button mashy. So I think so the combat was not what I thought it was going to be.
Hmm.
But it's definitely has like those Devil May Cry Bayonetta vibes to it.
Yep.
Um, so pretty much like throughout the entire demo, I just hammered the square button
Yes.
and
Yep.
like it was like hit the square button, occasionally hit the triangle button, and that's cool. But for me personally, I could see myself getting bored with that.
Hmm.
Probably like 5-6 hours into the game. I hope that's not the case because then this is probably going to be another one of those Final Fantasies that just falls by the wayside, and I hope not because I really enjoyed that demo. And I don't know if you played the second part of the demo. So
I
when
did
you
not yet.
it's like the Icos Rush or whatever.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, that was pretty dope too. So I'm definitely looking forward to the story in this one.
I need to get back in and do that second part. But yeah, I get exactly what you're saying. Like when you're facing the big plant-looking enemy, the boss,
Yeah.
after you chase the goblins through the forest or whatever. Um, yeah, I would stay far back from them. Just mash triangle, shooting them with fireballs, and then when you get up close to them, just mash square. I can see where that can get kind of old. I'm hoping in the full game they have like more variations of things you can do.
Hmm.
But I agree with you. The combat, as far as the attacks and everything, might be able to do a little better if I'm being picky. Um, but like as far as the story goes, I'm pretty much all in on the story. It looks pretty freaking good, and I love the setting and the world they're building out. One other thing, uh, if I'm being picky again, is it seems very linear to me. Like you start at point A and you go to point B.
Yeah.
Um,
I so man, I kind of just feel like it's like a false open world.
mhm.
So similar to how the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth trailer looked at the Summer Games Fest, it looked really big. It looked like it was going to be a super big open world. which is how Final Fantasy 16 looks, but it's pretty linear. So I wonder if Rebirth is going to be like that based on how Final Fantasy 16 is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it definitely did feel a bit linear, and there's a possibility once the full game comes out and you're playing that, a lot of that stuff is going to open up.
I hope it
I don't know.
does.
I don't know though. Like I don't know if that's just how the game is or what's going to happen there.
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't really feel either way about the linear side of it. Like I wouldn't be upset if it was like that. Because playing like Breath or Tears of the Kingdom the past month is like I have this huge open world that I want to go explore every single part of it that takes up so much time. I don't want to beat the game because it's so freaking good. But um Final Fantasy, if it's is like a point A to point B type thing in different levels, that's fine. But I hope they add in some more like collectibles and make you be able to interact with your environment a little bit more. You know what I'm
Yeah, for
saying?
sure.
Because running through that demo, running through the world, there was really nothing. You couldn't even talk to all of the NPCs that were there. Only the certain ones that they had um, set up, like to advance the story and stuff. Which I'm hoping they kind of have that locked for the demo, so you don't get any spoilers into what's going on in the rest of the game. I mean, that
Mhm.
would kind of make sense to me, but I hope there's a lot more exploration and everything that you're able to do in the full game.
Yeah. So the other thing that I liked about it was I think this is probably the darkest Final Fantasy game in the series. It so with Stranger of Paradise, I've only played the demo of Stranger of Paradise. I haven't played the full thing, but that one looked like it was kind of going towards like a more like darker, more mature type environment. And Final Fantasy 16, I mean, um, hopefully, like I'm not spoiling anything. Hopefully, anybody who's listening to this has played the demo already. But there's the decapitation scene of a certain character.
Yep.
Um, I was in shock. I was like, oh.
Oh yeah.
Um, so I'm definitely excited, man, because I want to see like yeah, man, I want to see the blood, man. Give me the gore. Like, give me a Final Fantasy game like that where you could chop somebody up and, you know, we got Mortal Kombat coming out, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy could do that.
We're all adults here. Come on, guys. No, but spoiler alert. I'm gonna spoil this right now because I want to talk about it. So if you don't want to know what happens in the demo, cut this off right now. Go play the demo and then come back and finish listening. But um, at the very end of that demo, where God, I forget the main character's name. But the guy you're playing drops down and like he's having like a I don't know
Clive.
yeah, Clive, that's it. He's having like a little aneurysm in his head or something, and he drops down on the floor. He's like, oh, and he looks up, and there's some fire guy standing next to him, right? And then all of a sudden, the camera cuts away, and you see this big old minotaur looking thing or whatever, fire giant coming out of the fire to fight the Phoenix. Do you? Is it meant to? Are we meant to believe that that big fire giant dude that killed the Phoenix is Clive?
I believe so. So I hope they explain some of this stuff a little bit more because I was a little bit confused by this.
Mm-hmm.
So that big Minotaur looking thing, in the previous iterations of Final Fantasy. So this is a big thing. Like, so the stories in Final Fantasy do not carry over. So if you pick up and play Final Fantasy 16, like you're not missing any of the lore. Um, like one of the constants is the Aeons. Um,
Is
there's
it
always a
Aeons
character.
or Icons?
So that I've always known them as Aeons,
Okay.
but for whatever reason they're calling them like icons or whatever in here, and or econs or whatever it is. So I don't know if there's something going on that is going to get explained or what's going on. But there's always a guy named Sid, which he's in Final Fantasy 16. Um, but that Minotaur guy, that's Ifrit or Ifrit.
Yep.
And I took it as Clive became Ifrit. So apparently, what they were saying was the kid Joshua was like the flame god, whatever, constant, whatever it was called.
Yep.
And there could only be one, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But then all of a sudden, like, you saw Ifrit pop up, but like they're not calling him Ifrit, they're calling him the Flame, whatever the hell.
But you see in the trailer, they yell out Ifrit or something. So I think he gets his name at some point in the game.
Yeah, so like I was just very confused with the demo because I'm like what, like where are they going here?
Yeah.
But yeah, so I took that as Clive, the main character, was Ifrit and lost control and killed his brother.
And that's how I got it. That's how I took it too. And I thought that was an amazing story element to put in there. And then the end scene where after the big battle and he's laying on the floor and the knights come over and pick him up or whatever. The lady that's there, that's his mom, right?
Yeah, that was the mother.
Okay.
So the mother set it all up. And I mean, like I kind of feel like they were foreshadowing that, like, throughout like the beginning story and stuff.
Yeah.
So you know how like when you first start off, they're calling him the Wyvern or whatever, and like you're kind of confused as to like, okay, and then they go into the story of him like as a kid, his upbringing and stuff. So the mother always has this disdain towards him, and to me, it's pretty obvious like where they're going with it, but it's still good to see the build up. So father ends up getting killed by these people who they're traitors. They end up in the kingdom.
Yep.
Slaughter all these people. Turns out that the mother pretty much set everything in motion, trying to take all the power.
Yep.
So I don't know if my assumption, my presumption is that Clive was Ifrit and killed Joshua, his brother. I don't think that Clive realizes that he was Ifrit and he killed his brother Joshua, because if you remember, like when they're battling, you could see Clive like talking, like, "Oh, stop! Like,
yes.
What are you doing?"
Yep.
So almost like he could see what's going on, but doesn't realize what's going on. And then the same thing with the kid Joshua, like, "Oh, get away from me!" But he's the Phoenix, like flying around and attacking and stuff. So I kind of feel like it's like an outer body thing. Like their minds are just kind of there, like they don't realize they don't realize it's them doing that.
Yeah.
So I have a feeling we're gonna see Clive find out that he is like that beast or whatever was responsible for it, and then that's just gonna be like another deep arc into that story.
Yeah. That's a hell of a family dynamic there. The mom's plotting to kill the dad. The big brother kills the little brother, and then the mom takes the big brother hostage.
Yeah,
that's pretty crazy.
So all the Final Fantasy games, they pretty much have like some crazy like plot twists and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't played all of them, but from the ones that I have played, it's always like oh man, all right, like pretty out there stuff.
I'm excited for it. For it.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game.
I got the deluxe edition pre-ordered. I will be picking it up Thursday after work and playing the hell out of it.
Nice. I actually I had some store credit from GameStop, and I pre-ordered just the standard PS5 version today. So
nice.
I should have that shipped to me on Thursday.
Nice. The deluxe edition came with a nice cloth map. So I was like, yeah, let me get that. I think it'll be cool to put up on the wall back here, maybe, or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Get some decorations going.
The street date got broken on Final Fantasy 16. So there's like
really? There's people playing it already.
There's people that got their copies already. Yeah.
Oh.
So I saw it posted earlier on Twitter. So I'm trying to be careful because like I don't want to get spoiled for anything. Yeah. So I'm probably just going to go into my settings and just like mute everything like Final Fantasy. That way I don't see any spoilers.
Thanks for the heads up.
Because people love doing that. People love doing that, man.
Dude, I posted a short on my channel last night. and it was just a cinematic video of Link pulling the Master Sword out of the the lightning dragon or whatever, the dragon's head.
The light dragon. Yep.
Yeah, there was no talking in it. There was no
Oh,
story elements.
Hold on. Spoilers
Yeah.
for Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah.
So if you have not finished Tears of the Kingdom yet, and you do not wish to be spoiled, please turn this off and go play it, and then come pick it back up, or fast forward about 5 minutes.
Yeah, exactly.
So the light dragon.
Yeah, I just posted a cinematic of Link pulling the Master Sword out of the light dragon's head, and so like 2 people posted like, "Bro, that's not cool, man. It's spoilers." I was like, "Dude, there's no story elements here." It's like you could barely even tell it was a dragon that I was pulling it out of his head. Yeah. But I was like, "My bad. Sorry, get over it." So it's been out for a month already. Go beat the game.
Yeah. So RGT85, he was on the Spawncast. He was talking about, he had made mention about the final boss, and I mean, I don't know, man. Like, I want to say something so bad, but I don't really want to.
Go ahead. I don't care.
It's a 3-part boss fight.
Yeah, I knew that.
He made mention of like, man, like those were some good like boss fights or whatever, and people like jumped all over him because it's spoilers and like all this other stuff. But the thing is, man, like if you played any other Zelda game, well, actually no, I don't know if that's true, because I can't remember Breath of the Wild, if there's like, I think there's like 2 versions of him, isn't it?
I think
like
so. It's been a while.
You fight like the first version, and then he comes like, he's like the OP version or whatever. So that's kind of how this is. So yeah, it's, I understand people get sensitive about their spoilers and stuff, but I mean, at some point, you as a consumer, you have to do your due diligence to be like, oh, there's some news about this game that I haven't finished yet. Yeah. Let me not click this link.
And not even that. Like, you're tuning into a gaming podcast, right? And this is the biggest game in the world right now. They're going to say something, and there's a possibility there it might get spoiled.
Yeah.
So I don't have any sympathy. Sorry, but not sorry.
Yeah. No, and that's the thing, man. I purposely like muted words on Twitter when Zelda came out, because I knew it had broken the street date also. So it was probably out a week before its release date. And so before that, somebody had leaked some art book or something that was getting released with Tears of the Kingdom. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of like spoiler content in there. So I made sure to not focus on any of that, because I didn't want the story ruined.
Yeah, so again, I could see that. I could see that if it's like before the game even releases and people are getting it early and throwing it out there. Yeah, that's messed up. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah. So for me as a consumer, if I know like this is something I want to play and I don't want to be spoiled, I'm not going to read news articles on it. I'm not going to watch videos about it, because at some point somebody's going to say something, it's going to slip somehow, or somebody's going to make mention of something and it's going to get spoiled.
Yep.
I think
I can see that.
I think at this point it's been out for probably about what a month, probably a month, a little over a month maybe.
It came out May 6th. So yeah, a little over a month.
Okay. So I mean, at this point, I would imagine people that have been playing it since day one are probably already done with it, or very close to the end.
Yeah, I'm right at the final boss area, fight type thing, and I just haven't crossed that line yet to go fight them. I made it a point yesterday to go build my house in Terrytown, because I haven't done that yet. So I did that, and then I went and got the Master Sword. I might do a couple other side things here and there, but I think I'm getting close to it. I might beat it this weekend, or maybe early next week, right before Final Fantasy comes out.
Yeah, I've been playing it, man. Like I've been playing, like I beat it already, but I've been just going back and doing shrines and getting different armors and stuff, because I'm just having a really good time just messing around, looking for like the Koroks and stuff. But Did you do all the tiers? Like, did you do all the dragon tiers?
Like the memories and stuff. I haven't done that
Yeah.
yet. No, I've done like
Oh,
4 or 5 of them. I haven't
dude,
finished them.
do yourself a favor. And
Go do them.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So do you have any idea who the light dragon is, or what the light dragon was?
No.
Oh man, dude, yeah. Go find those.
I'll find out. Don't spoil it. I'll figure it
Yeah,
out.
no, I'm not going to. But yeah, but before you do anything else, man, get those. Find the tiers
Okay.
and like go through all the memories and stuff. And man, that's. I wish I would have known that you were going after the Master Sword, because I would have told you to hold off for a bit.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It'll still
But
be cool.
yeah,
Stuff like that don't really ruin stuff for me. I like the idea of it.
yeah. It's I mean it's good, man. Like the ending was, like, to me the ending was a little flat, but the boss battles itself was like, yeah.
Nice. Really cool. I want to get your opinion on one thing before we get off here, and it's getting kind of late. But the Apple VR headset, you see that?
Oh yeah. Unfortunately, yes.
You gonna fork out $3,500 for that bad boy?
Man, oof. There's people that are gonna do it, because some people just have money like that. For me personally, not really a big VR guy.
Yeah, neither am I.
I've got the PSVR that was on the PS4, and every time I used it, I felt like vomiting. So I didn't have a very pleasant experience with it. Granted, I understand it's not the top of the line, best in the market VR,
Yep.
but that's my experience with it. So anything going forward, I'm gonna be apprehensive about. So that Apple headset, nah, man.
Yeah,
No.
there ain't no way I'm getting that. It's too big, too clunky. I was really hoping, and I saw rumors on this for the last like year, 2 years. Apple Glass. It was going to be more like regular set of glasses like this.
Yeah.
And that is what I would probably jump into. Not for $3,500, but I would be more apt to jump into something like that I can wear all day long with my prescription lenses in them, and still get my notifications up inside the glasses and everything. I think that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah, that's pretty wild. So I have seen, not that this is as advanced, but I've seen a lot of companies now, they're releasing glasses, you know, what frames, I should say, not necessarily glasses, because I think you could use prescription lenses in them. But the pair that I saw were specifically blue light glasses, and what it is, it's they have like speakers built into the frame, so you wear the glasses and it sounds like you're wearing headphones or like you're listening to surround sound. Nobody could hear anything around you because like the speakers are inside the frames.
Uh-huh.
So it's kind of weird because like you're wearing these glasses and it's like it sounds like you're wearing a headset. You're listening to music, gaming, whatever. Nobody else can hear what's going on, but you take the glasses off and the sound goes away.
Yeah. That's pretty
So,
sick.
Yeah. That's pretty dope technology. So I think with the Apple Glass, if they were able to do something like that and then incorporate the sound with it too, man, that would be, to me, that would be like some like super futuristic stuff.
Heck yeah, man. I'd jump in. I'd be jumping in with both feet with something like that.
So speaking of demos, man, I wanted to ask you, did you have a chance to check out Lies of P?
I did not. I downloaded it, but I never played it. Have you?
Man, yeah, dude. So I know last week I was kind of like, I was kind of like iffy on it. Solid game.
Really?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna pick that one up day one.
How long is the demo?
I mean, it took me about 15-20 minutes.
Oh, really? That's not that long. Okay.
Yeah. So I mean, if I didn't explore like everything, I pretty much I think I got lucky on the paths that I took. That took me to the last boss. But like the boss of the demo, it was pretty difficult, but it's pretty much a Souls clone, and this is probably like the best Souls clone that I've played because it literally felt like I was playing Dark Souls. Like the movement was fluid, um, pretty much like the currency instead of souls you use. Ah, I can't think of it off the top of my head, but it's the same way, man. You find like a spot to light your bonfire or your
Mhm.
lantern or like whatever it is. That's your save point. You could use it as a warp point, but you rest at it. The enemies respawn. Um, a lot of the same combat, man. You got these enemies attacking you. You want to look for those patterns. You can
Interesting.
parry, dodge. Yep. So really, really solid game. I was very impressed, and I really think that's going to become a day one purchase for me.
Wow, and that's saying a lot coming from you, being such a big Dark Souls fan, that it's
Yeah,
so great.
yeah. I'm uber critical, man, of all the Souls clones that come out because I think the Dark Souls series is just so well. I shouldn't just say the Dark Souls. I should say the Soulsborne series
Hmm.
is just so good, in my opinion. So From Software does an excellent job with the mechanics and everything of those games. So these developers did a really good job here.
Nice. Well, I might have to check that out. Maybe I'll play it on the channel or something. Um, so for the next week, what's your gaming schedule looking like? Like, what do you want to get into?
I'm probably gonna. I think I'm gonna wrap up Tears of the Kingdom here. Um, because I'm not looking at guides or anything and finding the shrines. I'm trying to find them on my own.
Yep.
Um, so it's at a point where I'm just like, all right, I'm not really sure where else to look.
There's
Um,
there's a side quest you can do, and I can't remember. I think it's one of the people that are in Lookout Landing, um, where you can get
the
a
sensor.
radar, yeah, a sensor.
Yeah, yeah. So I do have that, and
Okay.
it comes in handy sometimes, but it's like it gives you a general vicinity
Hmm.
of where something's at. So occasionally you'll be standing on a rock or something, and your shrine will be underneath. So then you got to find like a cave or something to enter, and then maneuver around the cave, and then you could find the shrine that way.
Interesting.
But other than that, I mean, there's not really much else to do. I killed some of the Gleelocks, um, been smashing Lionels. I have not killed any of the guys in the Gerudo Desert, the Maldugas or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep. Yep.
I was smashing one, and then like I don't know what happened. He just dipped. It's like he like disappeared, and then I was like, oh, okay.
You're like, oh, this dude means
So
business. I'm out of here.
yeah. I put them hands on him. So yeah, he dipped, and I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna go chase him. So I'm probably gonna wrap up with that. I actually I I recently completed Mafia the definitive edition, so I kind of wanted to check out Mafia 2,
Yep.
just to kind of see that. But Thursday, uh, Final Fantasy, man, I'm getting Final Fantasy 16, so that is pretty much going to occupy my time.
Yes, sir. And
So
mine's the same way. I'm finish up Tears of the Kingdom, jump right into Final Fantasy. Um, I know we talked about it earlier. Doing a co-op live stream. One of these days. I got the Cowabunga collection that I want to jump into. Turtles and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
yep,
Um, I might do a couple videos here and there before Final Fantasy comes out and just throw them on the channel, like gameplay videos and stuff with some commentary. Not sure, but I definitely want to do that live stream co-op with you and see if we can tackle one of those games in there.
yeah, definitely, man. I'm all for it. Um, Another good one that came out fairly recently too is the Shredder's Revenge.
Mm-hmm.
The TMNT Shredder's Revenge. That was excellent, man. I haven't finished that one, but that's another co-op one.
That's on PS5 too.
Yeah, yeah,
Nice.
PS4, PS5.
Maybe I'll
Um,
get into that. I heard nothing but good things about that.
yeah. I mean, it's excellent. And now they got some DLC coming out in the near future.
Yep, heard about that. That'll
But
be something we have to get into.
Yeah, man. Any viewers, anybody listening, if there's something you want to see us co-op, man, drop a comment. Let us know.
Heck
Maybe
yeah,
you want
let
to
us know.
see us do a co-op run on some Dark Souls,
Ooh,
maybe
some
some
Elden
co-op
Ring.
on
Ooh.
yeah, some Elden Ring, man, some Bloodborne.
Ooh. See, I still haven't gotten past the fire giant in Elden Ring. I'm
Oh,
I'm like halfway through the game and I've never finished it.
I will say that was probably one of the harder boss battles. But once you get the hang of it, then it's like, oh, okay. Then it's not too bad. But
Yeah.
the like the last boss was probably probably like the hardest boss in like all the Souls series.
Really?
I think. Yeah.
Dang, man.
Yeah. I died many, 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 many,
It
many times.
doesn't make me want to get back into it.
Yeah. It's just so good though, man.
It is
Oh.
it is phenomenal. I'll give it that. It earned that made Game of the Year the year it came out, right?
I don't know, to be honest with you. I think maybe it did.
I think it did, and if it
Was
did,
that last
it,
year? I can't. So I know
yeah.
Game of the Year. Yeah, Game of the Year was God of War, I believe, last year for 2022.
Then did
That
it
was
come out in
God.
2021? Elden Ring? I don't know. I have to look it up.
I can't remember. I think it might have came out in 2021. No, 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 no. It did come out in 2022. It came out like in March of 2022, I believe.
Okay. Man, if it didn't get Game of the Year, that's a travesty.
Yeah, I can't remember if it got Game of the Year or not. I think
As
it
good
was.
as good as God of War is, I mean, I love me some God of War. Don't get me
Oh
wrong. I've
yeah,
played all of them, but Elden Ring deserved it that year because it's that
yeah.
good.
Because there's never been an open world game like that. And it's just, if anybody hasn't played Elden Ring, it's, everyone says, oh, it's Dark Souls 4. No, it's not.
Yeah.
The mechanics are the mechanics are definitely Souls like, but the game itself, the environment is open world, and there's tons of side quests, tons of exploration, tons of loot to find. I mean, I can't say enough good things about it.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, some at a later date, whenever I decide to throw them up there, kind of getting my profile ready on one of those apps you can throw on and just upload to all those things. We do this on YouTube. I throw the video up on YouTube. Sometimes we might do it live. We're talking about doing a live stream, games and everything in the future. Come check it out. The Mighty Buildo on YouTube. Old School Legend Gaming on YouTube. I don't think you have any videos up there yet, but they're coming.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm in the process of doing some uploads here. We're actually potentially moving, so
Hmm.
that's going to be taking up a lot of time. So I think once we move and we get all settled and stuff, I think I'll definitely be uploading more stuff. But on my channel, I'm going to be doing a lot of retro content. So look to see NES speed runs, just playthroughs, Nintendo, original Nintendo, Super Nintendo, Nintendo 64, probably some GameCube in there, maybe a little PS2, occasionally some PS3. I kind of want to stick away from the modern stuff and just kind of stick with like that retro vibe.
Yep.
So if that's something you guys like, man, check out my channel. Right now, I don't have any content uploaded, but once I start getting them videos uploaded, man, I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yep. It's coming. I can't wait for it. I'm going to definitely check it out. Well, I appreciate everybody listening. I appreciate you, Old School, for hanging out with me again, as you are every other week. And we'll see you next week.
For sure, man. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.